Hey everybody, it's Ian from UKArtswork.info with a follow-up to a video that I did only a week ago, in fact less than a week ago I think, on permitted paid engagement route into the UK and its potential dangers, more especially a danger of possible refusal to allow entry if being a creative, in this case a musician, was not your main job. You can check at the end of this video a link to that original video. I really wish I wasn't having to do this today, but we have had exactly the same situation again with a band called Crank from Germany, who this time were coming into the UK via Eurostar. That's the train under the channel. Of course, UK immigration is on the French side of the border over in France, and French immigration in the UK, just to avoid any confusion on this. The band presented themselves with letters of invitation, perfectly good letters of invitation. I know because they asked me about it after hearing about Trigger Cut, the other band. They reached out to me. I do a lot of pro bono work, a lot of free work, as you guys know from watching this channel, because I just want to help. There's no commercial connection between me and any of the bands in question. None. They don't pay me for advice. I'm not their agent. I want to make that clear now, so that there's no idea of any subtext to what I'm saying. I'm just really annoyed and angry for them. And this route has been used for very many years. Anyway, the important part. Previously on this channel, sounds like a TV series. Previously on this channel, I had mentioned in the previous video that they had been refused entry, or the reason that had been given for a refused entry was that being a creative was not their main job, as I mentioned a moment ago. However, this time, allegedly, they were told by immigration that this particular route is only for the creme de la creme. In fact, they were told it's only for bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Now, I'm trying hard not to laugh here because, of course, those are both British bands and wouldn't need anything to come in anyway. But you get the point. The immigration officer appeared to be relying on one word in the advice on the web page for permitted paid engagement: concession. Remember, this is for non-visa nationals. And the irony is, if they were visa nationals and they'd applied for the visa online, you can't if you're a non-visa national, and got the visa, they would have been allowed in. The one word that that immigration officer was relying on when they were making those comments was, you must have been invited into the UK, or you may be allowed to enter the UK for a permitted paid engagement for up to 30 days if you are invited as an expert in your field. This is why I have for years advised, when people have asked me informally, that PPE is a bit of a risky route unless you are a well-established creative with enough evidence to show that you are. I know it sounds crazy, but this is where we're at this moment in time in terms of entering the UK on this particular route. I will make no comment about politics. I will make no comment about the current situation around the channel, etc. The atmosphere, if you have it. But that is what is happening today. There will be more on this, but at the moment, officially, the advice is that you can potentially enter the UK on the permitted paid engagement route if you fulfill all the criteria, and if interpreted by an officer on the ground, and they have the power to do this, they can interpret that criteria. The officers actually said to the people involved, where are your certificates of sponsorship again? Because just to explain, on a certificate of sponsorship, which you need to get from a sponsor, etc., as I mentioned in the last video, you've been pre-authorized, you can come in, it's not a problem, because you're coming in to do creative work, and you do not have the criteria of being an expert in your field. So there you go, guys. Sorry to have to do this again, but the permitted paid engagement route at the moment, given the circumstances of the last 10 days, I will reiterate, is a risky route with a risk of refusal at the border. Await developments. All the best, take care, and speak to you soon.